Kieran Gilbert's in Japan right now, and well done, KG, because this bloke knows how to get the attention. This bloke's been around prime ministers and presidents, and I can tell on that flight over to Japan, he's gone, all right, I've got one shot to get his attention. What do I know? I know he likes golf, President's Cup, whack, and you know what? Middle stump, pal. Well done. You got him. You jagged the president.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a smile from Ivanka with that question, and then Jared gave me the frown with the follow-up question. But you're right, it was good to get one in. Nice to do the 1-2 punch. No, it was good. And to be honest, he's good about it. He likes to chat, as you know, Paul, and he gave us quite an expansive answer when it came to the Allies and says Australia's on the top of the pile. And I guess you see that when we're meeting there first with a very senior lineup of the administration, Paul.
Well, and this is the thing. The nature of this chat is fascinating because, look, we always know American presidents, Australian prime ministers will get along. But this is multi-hour. This is not sort of, shake hands, move on. This is multi-hour, multifaceted. And I read a lot into the fact that the president tweeted about border security and using the Australian model and the Australian advertising model because clearly he hates these international trips and he wants to get a domestic message to take home. That's in part. You can imagine, yeah, thanks about China, but how did you stop the boats?
And also, a sign of goodwill from the outset to Scott Morrison, who did, he was the architect of that, wasn't he? So, of that successful policy. So that was a nice way to start their dialogue. But they get on well. There's a good rapport there. And it was funny, I don't know if it picked up the audio on our tape going home, but basically he was riffing the president on how he knew Scott Morrison was going to win. He said, it wasn't an upset to me, I knew you were going to win, you're great. And so, they obviously get on very well.
All right, cool. That'll make Nicholas Rees very happy when I get back to him in a second. Look, obviously, the other thing the pointy heads are very focused on, for obvious reasons, countries like Australia, there's consequences to trade wars that are happening. Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, their version of the Treasurer, has said 90% there in a deal between the United States and China. Now, 10% of a deal between the US and China is like Australia times 50, the entire existence of the Australian economy times 50, so they might be close, but they're not 99.9% here. What is the expectation? What's the buzz amongst the people you've spoken to? They can crack that last 10 this weekend.
Yeah. Well, I think that there might be an incremental step forward. I think that's the sense of things from those in the Australian government I've spoken to. But you're right, we read what Mnuchin has said, 90%. Sounds optimistic, but as you say, that last 10% is the difficult part, the bit where is the US going to give the Chinese enough to save face? Because as we know, that's so important culturally. They're not going to take something where they seem to cop it. So as simple as that sounds, I think much of it does boil down to that, Paul.
Great, man. Lovely to talk to you. Congrats on the sleep-in that you get, which I think now means you only have to get up at 4 a.m. rather than 2 a.m. But looking forward to seeing you with Annalise from Monday.
That's nice.
All right. Take care, mate. Enjoy Japan.
Thank you, Paulie.
Love it. Good man.
Cheers, mate.